What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a smart SSD enclosure. Yes, I said that. Smart SSD enclosure. And we're going to pair it with some fast Kingston storage. This is Kingston's KC3000 PCIe 4 NVMe M.2. Yeah, that's a lot to say. This is a terabyte, basically, of storage. And it's fast. It's a solid state drive, and it's the drive that we're going to use to get this smart enclosure cranking out. Now, if you haven't heard of Dockcase, I'll have a link in the show notes. They have probably one of the coolest SSD enclosures that you could find on the market. Okay, and when I say smart, there's not really another smart SSD case like this out there. This is the box it comes in. It's an M2 NVMe Smart Portable SSD Enclosure. It's a Smart Portable SSD Enclosure. Yep. USB 3.2 Gen 2 means you can get 10 gigabytes per second M2 SSD. This is almost 9 times faster than a hard drive, right? 5 second to 10 second power loss protection, which is PLP, which protects data when cache writing. So it's got that protection that data in transit or in flight or whatever isn't going to get corrupted if you have some kind of power glitch or something along the way, right? So that's a very important thing to protect your data. And it's got an intelligent display of the SSD detailed health status, which is just amazing. We'll get into that. And again, it's got the enclosure, the dock case. There you have again. I'll have a link in the show notes. Basically, what you're going to get is the dock case. So you can see here, this is actually a screen. This isn't just a shiny top, and we'll get there. It's got USB-C, obviously. It does come with a cable. It's basically C to C, but it does have this lovely, USB-A 3.0 whatever adapter here in case you want to go back to USB 3.0 Type A. And really, you get a screwdriver and an extra screw and a couple little odds and ends. So we're just going to go ahead. I'm going to open this because I actually installed the drive. So what I'm going to do is just open it up, and it's super simple. So I'm just going to drop the screw right there, pop the lid, and as you can see here, there's our NVMe drive, KC3000. Now, Kingston was nice enough to send us to the show to feature in this video with this device. Okay, so we're going to use the right storage to get this done. But I did want to show you, it's super easy. Basically, all you do, remove this screw right here, you slide this into this little adapter housing, put the screw back in, and you're good to go. And then we basically just slide this in front first, and we put this screw back on. Now, the first thing you're going to notice, depending on your drive, this is a brand new drive, when I put this in my Mac, it's going to want me to format it. Now, the nice thing about this is it works with just about every OS available out there on the market. Windows, Linux, Android, Mac, iOS. I don't know about iPad OS. I'm pretty sure it would. We'll test it. I'll format this on the Mac. So anyway, let's go ahead. This is actually your little toggle button too to interact with the menu. That's going to be on the front here. You can actually change it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get out the Mac. Then come back over here and we're going to go through the format. And we'll go through some of the displays and then get into the specs and everything else that you really want to know about this drive. And do maybe a little speed test. Alright, sound good? Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, so we went and plugged it in. It's detecting the SSD. It says, cannot find partition. Please format the disk. Restart disk after format. So we're going to basically say allow the accessory on the Mac here, MacBook, and we've got a software update we're going to ignore. The disk you attached was not readable, so let's ignore. And basically what you need to do is go into your disk utility on the Mac. So we'll just click up here and do disk utility. Quick and easy. And basically, here's our Dockcase. right? So what we're going to do is just format it. Erase. And it's untitled. Format is APFS. Well, maybe we should change that, right? You can do all these different ones. EXFAT, APFS. Well, let's just leave it APFS. And let's do erase. Okay, so we're formatting the drive. Erasing. Creating. Erase process is complete. Done. Done. Let's restart the drive. I think if we long press this, we'll just restart it by unplugging it. So it can complain that we didn't eject it properly. Okay. Now we're doing this is all new. Okay. So now it's doing its boot up. And there we go. We actually have a menu. So it says the PLP is charging, which is basically your power loss protection, the very top one. Then we have 1 terabyte NVMe, 102 gigabits per second. Life is 100%. It's good. 953 gig drive. Wish this to be just a little bit bigger. We can long press this. There's the info. So basically it runs a little info on there and it'll launch you this info of the drive. And it basically gives you what's on the drive. It says it's a Kingston, gives the serial number, the capacity, all that kind of stuff in the palm of your hands. How cool is that? Alright. So basically it's the health, the status, the longevity, your PLP, you know, all that good stuff, your maximum, an average. So let's go ahead and run Blackmagic. Let's just do a speed test on this bad boy. And then we'll talk at specs because we need to, there's the Blackmagic speed tester. So we're going to load that up. Now the first thing we need to do is select our target drive. And we're going to come down here and we're going to grab Untitled because that's what we left it. We just didn't call it anything. So let's go ahead and start the speed test. And all of a sudden, look at that. Almost 700. Read is 850. Write's now up to almost 850. This is awesome. I'm going to bring this up just a little bit so you can see it in action. Boom. And now you can see on the screen, data transferring, do not plug. So basically do not plug it out. So it's doing a little testing. It's telling you when it's busy, don't touch, right? And we're averaging 850 almost write and read. That is amazing. That's just stock right into the port on this I think this is a 2019 MacBook Pro. That's the first M1. I can't remember if that was 2019, 2020. I could probably do a system info and tell you that, but that's amazingly good. Okay, and it's smart. So let's go ahead and pause the speed test. Let's get in here and let's talk about the real hard specs and data about this drive. We'll be right back. Alright, we stopped the test. You can see my screen. Let's go over the details. Again, this has up to 10 gigs. You saw that? Almost hitting 10 gigs, 850. The intelligent display, already talked about that. It's detailed. It's got the PLP, the SSD size, the protocol, the maximum rate, and the SSD brand and model. The SSD health is the remaining life percent, total power on hours, and the health status, which is down here towards the bottom. So it'll track how long this has been powered on, which is just kick butt, right? It's almost like you got an odometer on your storage. You can see how long this has been powered on, and just a lot of analytics, right? It even has the SSD partition info. So if you have multiple partitions, it'll give you the size of each, the total number of partitions on the drive. Kick butt. DC wise, this is 5 volt or 2.0 amp out. Drive size up to 2 terabyte max. You cannot get a bigger than 2 terabyte M2 NVMe drive in here. It will not support it. 2 terabytes your limit, you're stuck. Other than that, it's an aluminum alloy housing. It's very, very well built. Like I said, it's got a very nice display. This is one of the few things on the market that I've seen that actually is an intelligent storage device that's going to start giving you storage analytics that you can actually use. I wish it was a little bit bigger. I really do. It would be nice if it was like the size of the screen here, or this black area versus just right here. Got to admit, I got to get out the glasses to look at it. Again, you interact with this little button down here, which is like the D-pad they call it. So you can just basically click it, long press. Like I said, we can get our SSD info and go back to our main menu. And that's really the interaction with it. And again, thank you to Kingston. We're using their KC3000. Very, very quick. Super fast storage. And then we're, again, the Dockcase. Now, I bought this with my own money, so I did actually purchase the Dockcase. So, this is all my opinion of the Dockcase. And I like it. I'm going to run with it. I'm going to look at the analytics, see how they continue to change while I do use this drive, because, gotta admit, I kind of like this information on my drive. And I do like the PLP, knowing that my data is safe when it's in flight. And that's important. You know, it's kind of caching it. So if you accidentally unplug it, anything's in flight, technically, you should have enough of a power blip that it writes it to the disk. And that's what you want. Because you don't want to lose your data. You don't want to corrupt your data. That is exactly what I want in a drive. I think that's amazing. That's why I recommend this, even though I haven't used it a ton. I'm already excited to start using this as my main driver for video editing, everything else. It's fast, and it's secure, and it's safe, and I'm good with it. Check out the show note. I'll have a link for the Dockcase. I'll also have a link to Kingston's KC3000. Highly recommend this as a drive. Kingston's storage is top-notch. Some of the best, some of the quickest storage out there. They're a name brand, and they've got a reputation. And I got to say, it's a good reputation. A lot of companies use Kingston, not only storage, but the RAM that they have. That's just also the Fury line. If you're not familiar with Fury, gamers, you know, right? Fast drives, fast RAM. Kingston. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the show, and as always, guys, thanks for watching, and have a good one.